So I decided to take L-Tyrosine for 30 days to see if it actually could improve my ADHD. But in order to actually make this test more valid, this challenge of doing it for 30 days, I decided to stop all my supplements that I've been taking to help with my ADHD and just take L-Tyrosine alone. Because I was curious, because is it cooped up to what it talks about in the research about making this little pill right here helping improve your mental alertness, helping with ADHD. The research talks all about these things. And so I wanted to say, okay, does this make a difference for my ADHD? So the very first week when I was taking L-Tyrosine, I decided to do a pretty high amount. I was doing 500 milligrams twice a day. So for a total of 1,000 milligrams. As I was taking it for that very first week, I didn't notice a difference at all. And I wasn't suspecting there should be a difference within just taking 1 week. So leading into the second week, I started realizing, okay, there's still no difference. So I was wondering, okay, does this really do much for me? And it was when I was getting into week 3 when I noticed that my ADHD symptoms were getting worse. Because remember, I wasn't taking any of the supplements that did help with my ADHD. And now I was just relying on just L-Tyrosine to see if it can make an effect. And on top of that, I realized that, okay, this isn't doing anything for me. So I decided to do a double the amount I was currently taking. So I decided to take 1,000 milligrams twice a day to see if it would make a difference. Well, within just that first day, I started getting a massive headache and a migraine and realized, okay, I'm taking too much now. And this is something you have to be kind of concerned about when you are taking higher amounts of dosages. Headaches can be a common problem. Also heart palpitations, even feeling more anxious, or even digestive problems can also be an issue when you're taking high amounts, especially of different amino acids that maybe your body doesn't need because you already have an excess amount of it. Now, by the end of the 30 days, it really didn't make much of a difference at all. And you might be wondering, why did this small little pill didn't do this? Whoa! Because it has to all do with the individual. Now, what I didn't share with you before is I did run neurotransmitter tests beforehand. I did test my tyrosine levels to see where they were at before I started this trial. So let's jump over there and look at my test results. And so you can see right here, my tyrosine levels are on the high end. Okay. And so you might be asking me, well, Dr. LeGray, then why did you do this experiment? Because I wanted to see if the testing was accurate. I really wanted to see for myself. It's not something I recommend other people to do, but I'm always wanting to experiment and really kind of see if these testings are accurate. And sure enough, for me, yes, this is accurate that taking something like this, like L-Tyrosine, wasn't the best thing for me to take because my tyrosine levels were already elevated. So therefore it wouldn't do anything for me. But because my levels were already elevated and I was taking higher dosages, I was starting to get symptoms of headaches and migraines. And then also on top of that, my ADHD symptoms were getting worse. I was having issues with being more focused, more productive, and also my mood was changing. My energy levels were starting to deplete. So this was definitely not the best option for me. But that being said, I want to share another person that also took L-Tyrosine. So this other person is a recent client of mine where I did these tests with him as well, and he had low levels of L-Tyrosine, but he also had low levels of norepinephrine. So because of that, is that just in one day, he noticed a big difference within his focus, his way he was feeling, and just being more productive throughout the day. But also within just a couple weeks, he was like really improved his ADHD, and it was a night and day experience for him. Now, why did he have a different experience than I did? That's because he had low levels of tyrosine. Just because you have ADHD doesn't mean everybody with ADHD has low levels of tyrosine. And this is why I have to stress this so much of why testing is so important. So if we go back to my testing result, we can also look at other testing that was out of balance. For example, serotonin, those levels are high. My glycine levels are also elevated. And also my tryptamine levels are elevated. All of those are elevated. And so really you have to think, okay, what should I be taking here? And in this case scenario, with having those elevated levels is you should be taking something like L-theanine. So if you want to find out my experience of taking L-theanine, taking something correctly after doing a test, check out my 30-day challenge with L-theanine and watch the video right here, right now.